Ladies and gentlemen, fear is a powerful emotion. It has the capacity to paralyze you, hold you back, and prevent you from achieving your greatest potential. For many people, this fear is tied to a feeling of inadequacy, a belief that they are not enough, that they don't have what it takes to succeed, to live fully, to reach their dreams. This fear manifests in different ways for different people. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of judgment, or fear of not living up to the expectations others have set. But here's the truth. Your fear of not being enough is a lie. It is an illusion created by your mind, and it's something you have the power to overcome. The first step in shifting your fear of not being enough is understanding that fear at its core is not real. It is an emotional response to a perceived threat, often based on past experiences or societal conditioning. But just because you feel fear doesn't mean it has to control you. Recognize that fear is a natural part of the human experience. It's a survival mechanism designed to protect you from danger. But in today's world, most of the fear we experience isn't about physical threats. It's about the fear of judgment, of failure, of not measuring up. When you realize that fear is not a reflection of reality but a product of your mind, you can start to shift your perspective. You can start to question the validity of the stories your mind is telling you. Ask yourself, is this fear based on any real evidence, or is it a projection of my insecurities and doubts? The moment you start questioning your fear, you weaken its grip on you. Fear thrives on uncertainty and the unknown. But once you challenge it, once you shine a light on it, you take away its power. One of the most common reasons we fear not being enough is that we compare ourselves to others. We see people around us who seem to have it all together, people who are successful, confident, and seemingly perfect, and we measure ourselves against them. But what we often fail to realize is that those people have their own struggles, their own fears, their own insecurities. The idea that anyone is truly perfect is a myth. Everyone is facing something. Everyone has moments of doubt, of fear, of feeling not enough. When you compare yourself to others, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. Your journey is uniquely your own, and comparing it to someone else's only leads to frustration and self-criticism. Instead of focusing on others, focus on yourself. Focus on your growth, your progress, and your potential. Understand that your worth is not determined by how you stack up against others, but by the effort you put into becoming the best version of yourself. Another powerful tool in shifting your fear of not being enough is practicing self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself, to judge yourself when you make mistakes or when things don't go as planned. But self-compassion is key to overcoming fear. When you approach yourself with kindness and understanding, you create a safe space for growth and healing. Instead of berating yourself for not being perfect, treat yourself with the same compassion you would offer to a friend who is struggling. Self-compassion allows you to embrace your flaws and imperfections. It helps you see that mistakes are a natural part of the learning process. Every failure, every setback is an opportunity to grow and become stronger. You don't have to be perfect to be enough. In fact, your imperfections are what make you human, what make you real. Embrace them, celebrate them. They are a part of your unique journey. As you begin to shift your fear of not being enough, it's important to cultivate a mindset of growth. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work, dedication, and perseverance. When you have a growth mindset, you see challenges as opportunities to learn and improve rather than as threats to your self-worth. This mindset shift is crucial in overcoming the fear of not being enough because it shifts your focus from a fixed perception of yourself to a dynamic, evolving version of yourself. Instead of seeing failure as evidence that you are not enough, see it as proof that you are trying, that you are pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you are growing. Every time you face a challenge, you are strengthening your resilience. Your worth is not defined by your success or failure, but by your willingness to keep moving forward, to keep learning, and to keep growing. One of the most transformative shifts you can make in overcoming your fear of not being enough is to focus on your strengths. When we are caught in a cycle of self-doubt, it's easy to forget the things we are good at, the things that make us unique and valuable. Take time to reflect on your strengths, your talents, and the things you've accomplished so far. Acknowledge your achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Each success, each positive step forward is a testament to your abilities and your worth. It's also important to surround yourself with people who uplift and support you. The people you spend time with have a profound impact on how you perceive yourself. If you surround yourself with people who constantly criticize or belittle you, it's easy to internalize those negative messages and start believing them. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with people who encourage and believe in you, you begin to see yourself through their eyes. You start to recognize your worth and realize that you are enough just as you are. Sometimes fear stems from the belief that we are not deserving of success or happiness. We may feel that we don't deserve the things we want in life, that we are not worthy of love, respect, or abundance. This belief often comes from past experiences or messages we've internalized from others. But the truth is, you are worthy. You are deserving of all the good things that life has to offer. You don't have to prove your worthiness to anyone, least of all yourself. You are enough simply because you exist. To shift your fear of not being enough, you need to learn to embrace the idea that you are worthy of success, happiness, and love. Stop waiting for permission from others or from yourself to feel worthy. Recognize that your worth is intrinsic, not something you have to earn or prove. Once you accept that you are worthy of all the good things in life, you begin to open yourself up to the abundance that is already available to you. Another crucial aspect of shifting your fear of not being enough is learning to let go of perfectionism. Perfectionism is the belief that you must be flawless in every aspect of your life, that anything less than perfect is unacceptable. This belief is paralyzing. It keeps you stuck, prevents you from taking risks, and holds you back from pursuing your dreams. Perfectionism creates an impossible standard that no one can live up to, and it causes unnecessary stress and anxiety. Instead of striving for perfection, aim for progress. Focus on doing your best rather than being perfect. Understand that mistakes are a part of the process and they don't diminish your worth. You don't have to do everything perfectly to be enough. In fact, embracing imperfection allows you to experience life more fully and authentically. The fear of not being enough is often rooted in a deep sense of insecurity and a lack of self-trust. When you don't trust yourself, when you doubt your ability to handle challenges or make decisions, fear becomes a constant companion. To overcome this fear, you need to start building self-trust. Trust that you have the ability to figure things out. Trust that you are resourceful and capable. Trust that, no matter what happens, you will be okay. Building self-trust takes time, but it starts with small steps. Start by honoring your commitments to yourself. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Keep promises to yourself. Each time you follow through on your word, you strengthen your belief in your own abilities. As you build this trust in yourself, the fear of not being enough will begin to dissipate. You will realize that you have everything you need within you to succeed. Finally, remember that the journey to overcoming your fear of not being enough is not a linear path. There will be days when you feel confident and empowered, and there will be days when doubt creeps in. That's okay. What matters is that you keep going. You keep moving forward, even when the fear feels overwhelming. You keep taking small steps toward your goals, knowing that each step brings you closer to the person you are meant to be. You are enough just as you are. Your fear does not define you. Your worth is not dependent on external validation or success. It is inherent in who you are. You are worthy, capable, and deserving of all the good things life has to offer. As you shift your perspective and embrace your true worth, you will find that the fear of not being enough fades away, and in its place will emerge a deep, unwavering belief in yourself and your limitless potential. The journey to shifting your fear of not being enough begins within you. It starts with the decision to challenge your limiting beliefs, to embrace your imperfections, and to trust in your own abilities. Take that first step today and know that you have everything you need to create a life of fulfillment, success, and joy. The only thing standing in your way is the fear you've allowed to control you. It's time to let go of that fear, to step into your power, and to embrace the truth that you are more than enough. You are exactly as you need to be, and the world is waiting for you to shine. Ladies and gentlemen, as you continue on your journey of shifting your fear of not being enough, it's crucial to remember that progress doesn't happen overnight. Transformation takes time, effort, and patience. There will be moments when you stumble or fall back into old habits of doubt, but that's perfectly okay. What matters is how you rise after each setback, how you learn from each experience, and how you keep moving forward even when it feels difficult. The key is consistency and self-compassion. Every small step you take is a victory, even if it feels insignificant in the moment. One of the greatest misconceptions we have is that once we achieve a certain goal or reach a certain milestone, we will feel enough. We think that once we reach that next level of success, or once we receive validation from others, then we will finally be worthy, enough, and complete. The truth is, external validation can never fill the void of internal insecurity. True fulfillment comes from within. The external world may provide praise or recognition, but it can never truly give you the feeling of being enough unless you first believe it for yourself. Instead of waiting for that external validation, choose today to validate yourself. Practice self-acceptance and recognize that you are enough exactly as you are right now. Not because of what you've accomplished or how others see you, but simply because you exist. You are enough because you are human with all your complexities, your strengths, and your vulnerabilities. A powerful exercise in shifting your mindset is to start affirming your worth daily. Positive affirmations can help rewire your brain to believe in your inherent value. Speak kindly to yourself. Replace negative self-talk with words that uplift and empower you. Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," say, "I am worthy of love, success, and happiness." Instead of saying, "I'm a failure," say, "I am learning and growing every day." By consistently reinforcing positive beliefs, you create a new narrative for yourself, a narrative rooted in self-love, confidence, and self-worth. Another vital component in overcoming the fear of not being enough is learning to set healthy boundaries. Often we fear not being enough because we overextend ourselves, trying to please others or meet their expectations. We stretch ourselves too thin, saying yes to things that don't align with our values or desires, simply out of a fear of disappointing others. When you don't set boundaries, you lose touch with who you are and what truly matters to you. By learning to say no when necessary and protecting your energy, you honor yourself. You create space for what truly serves you and your growth. Boundaries help you stay connected to your authentic self and protect your mental and emotional well-being. Setting boundaries also teaches others how to treat you, signaling that you value yourself and will not tolerate being treated in ways that diminish your worth. When you start to practice setting boundaries, you'll notice that your fear of not being enough begins to lessen. You will feel more confident in your ability to make decisions that support your well-being and growth. You will start to trust yourself more because you will be acting from a place of authenticity, not out of a fear of being judged or rejected. Another crucial aspect of overcoming fear is reframing your relationship with failure. Failure is often seen as the ultimate proof that we are not enough, but in reality, failure is an essential part of the success process. Every successful person has failed countless times. What sets them apart is their ability to learn from failure, to see it not as a reflection of their worth, but as an opportunity for growth. When you embrace failure as part of the journey, you release the fear that failure will mean you are not enough. Instead, you start to view each failure as a stepping stone to something greater. Shift your mindset to see failure as feedback. It's not a reflection of who you are, but an indication that there is something to learn, something to adjust, or something to improve. When you stop fearing failure, you free yourself from the grip of perfectionism and self-doubt. You begin to take bold steps, knowing that even if you fall, you will get back up and try again. You understand that failure does not define you, but your ability to rise again after each fall does. Shifting your fear of not being enough also requires you to embrace vulnerability. We often fear being vulnerable because it makes us feel exposed, unprotected, and most of all, inadequate. But vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a strength. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you give yourself permission to be real, to be human. You let go of the facade of perfection and open yourself up to deeper connections, both with others and with yourself. Being vulnerable means embracing the uncertainty and the messiness of life. It means being willing to show up authentically, even when it feels uncomfortable. It means expressing your fears, your doubts, your dreams, and your desires, knowing that you are worthy of love and acceptance, regardless of your imperfections. Vulnerability is not about being weak. It's about being strong enough to show up as you are, in all your complexity. And the more you practice vulnerability, the more you will realize that you are more than enough, just as you are. Sometimes shifting the fear of not being enough involves letting go of the need for control. When you try to control every aspect of your life, you create an illusion of security, but in reality, you are limiting your growth. Life is unpredictable, and there will always be things that are beyond your control. Instead of trying to control everything, focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, your attitude, and your responses to life's challenges. By letting go of the need for perfection and control, you give yourself the freedom to embrace life fully. You stop holding yourself back, waiting for the perfect moment, the right conditions, or the assurance that everything will go according to plan. Instead, you step into the unknown, knowing that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. You trust yourself and the process, even when things don't unfold as expected. Another significant shift in overcoming the fear of not being enough is learning to celebrate your progress, no matter how small. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that you must achieve big, monumental goals in order to feel successful. But real success lies in the small, everyday victories, the moments when you show up to your best and keep going despite the fear. Each step forward is progress. Each time you push through the fear, you are reinforcing your belief in your own worth. Celebrate the small wins. Acknowledge your effort, your resilience, and your determination. By doing so, you create a positive feedback loop that propels you forward. The more you celebrate your progress, the more confident you become in your abilities, and the more you realize that you are more than enough, just as you are. At the heart of shifting your fear of not being enough is the understanding that you are worthy of everything you desire. The fear of not being enough often comes from the belief that you must earn your worth, that you must prove yourself to others or to the world. But the truth is, you are worthy because you exist. You don't have to do anything to prove your value. You are inherently valuable simply by being you. As you move through life, always remember this truth: you are enough. You are more than enough. You are worthy of love, happiness, success, and all the blessings that life has to offer. Your worth is not tied to your accomplishments, your appearance, or the approval of others. It is intrinsic, and it will never change. Your fear of not being enough does not define you. It is simply a part of the human experience, one that you can overcome by shifting your mindset, embracing self-love, and trusting in your own abilities. You are capable of achieving great things, not because you are perfect, but because you are resilient, resourceful, and strong. You are worthy of all the good things in life, and the world is waiting for you to step into your power. So today, take a deep breath, let go of the fear, and remind yourself, you are enough, you have always been enough, you will always be enough. And with that belief, there is nothing you cannot accomplish.